Hi! Welcome to Tutorial Tuesday. I'm Janet Schraft, and today I'm going to be teaching you the Tunisian stitch or Afghan stitch in crochet. What you will need is, of course, some yarn. I'm using sugar and cream 100% yarn in a variegated blue. You will also need a Afghan stitch crochet hook or a Tunisian stitch crochet hook. It is basically looks like a knitting needle, except for it has a hook on the end, like a crochet hook. I am using a size 6 hook. Now what I've done so far is I've chained 36, and now I'm working a foundation row of single crochet. So as you can see, I am putting my single crochet in the back bump of the chain. That way I have a nice finished edge on the other end, on the bottom end where I started. So this is the top of my single crochet, that's the bottom of my chain where I started my project. The project that I'm working on today is a Tunisian stitch wallet, which I am making to go along with a purse that I have created. Now, I really like the Tunisian stitch for making wallets because it gives a nice, dense, thick fabric and is much sturdier than just your regular crochet. I'm going to continue on. I chained 36 and then started single crocheting in the second stitch from the hook, and I'm just single crocheting all the way across to the end of my beginning chain. Now we have a foundation row. Okay, we have our foundation row now, and what I want to do is chain 1, turn, and then in the back of the next chain you have the second chain from the hook. So you've got one chain, second chain from the hook, go into the back loop, yarn over, pull up, then go into the next chain, the back loop of it, yarn over and pull up. And you are not completing the stitch, you are leaving each loop on the hook, and you do that all the way across. This is your forward pass. And you just continue working all the way across. Just completed my forward pass, almost. I've got one more to do, the last stitch. Now you want to chain 1 and then yarn over, and let me get that bunched up, yarn over and pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull 2 loops. This is called your reverse pass. And you work your way all the way back to the beginning of the chain. You work all the loops off your hook like you would in knitting. Now, actually knitting, you would work your loops off of one needle onto the other, but it's kind of like a cast off in knitting. So you continue working all the way through. And this creates vertical lines on the front of your work. Almost to the end. The reverse pass goes quicker than the forward pass does. The last one, pull through the last 2 loops and then chain 1, and that's considered your beginning chain of your next forward pass. Now, if you can see here, they're kind of slanted right now, but once we go through our next forward pass, these vertical lines of yarn will be more straight, and that's what you are catching for the next forward pass. You skip the first one, go into the second vertical loop, yarn over, go to the next vertical loop. Make sure you don't do what I just did and split the yarn. You want to make sure you get through all of it. And just work your way all the way along, all the way back across. Until you get to the end of your, and if you can see here, try to show you, if you can see here, see how the lines have gotten straighter? These are your vertical lines that you see in the Tunisian, and it rolls the back of the stitch, it rolls the rest of your crochet stitch to where you see it, and it kind of looks like a knit stitch underneath those vertical loops. So just continue working your way across the front vertical lines or vertical loops. This is my first tutorial that I've done, so if you have any suggestions, things that would make it easier for you to understand, or if you need to see something a little bit better, let me know. Make a comment below and I will try very hard to accommodate what you need, because if you don't understand what I'm trying to teach, then we're both just wasting our time. I'm wasting my time making the tutorials and you're wasting your time watching it. I don't want that. I want this to be something that you find enjoyable and am able to pick up a new skill that's enjoyable and gives you something worthwhile to do, that is a nice hobby that gives you a practical thing in the end. Okay, I've worked all the way across, and as we get further up into the project, you will see these lines, and this will start to roll a bit. The foundation row will help it stop from rolling some, but we will have to do some single crochet around it to prevent it from rolling very badly. I'm going to go ahead and work a few more rows so that you can see the lines more clearly, because the foundation roll is kind of covering that up right now. I hope you can see that. If not, I know my big hands are getting in the way. Maybe if I turn it. There we go. Like I said, I'm doing this by myself, so I'm looking at my video upside down because my camera doesn't have a display that flips around so you can see what you're doing right side up. I see it upside down. So, but if you can see that, that is the first forward and reverse pass completing the first row. There's always a forward and a reverse pass for each row. Okay, so I'm going to do a few more rows and then show you what that looks like. Okay, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows of Tunisian stitch completed now. And as you can see, it's wanting to roll up. This is the back side of it, or the wrong side. And you can see it kind of looks like the garter stitch of knitting. And then this is the front side. And it's wanting to roll up, but you can see the vertical lines of yarn working their way up, and that's part of the reason that it's wanting to curl. The foundation row is helping a little bit. You can see that it's the top that's curling more than the bottom. The bottom's curling a bit, but not as badly as the top. I'm going to continue working until I have the size that I want. This is a non-pattern pattern. I'm not working from a pattern. I'm just eyeballing it, I guess you would call it. Let me go over the forward and reverse pass with you one more time, just to make sure that you've got it. I've chained one at the end of my last reverse pass, and I'm going to go under the vertical loop and catch yarn over and pull up a loop onto my hook and work all the way across doing that. Okay, we've made it almost all the way across, just a few more stitches to go. There. That gives you a better view if I could keep it from split the back row. There we go. Alright, there's our forward pass. We've got all our loops on the hook. And as you can see, there's all our vertical lines. This is the back side, or the wrong side of it. Now, you want to chain one, and then yarn over and pull through 2 loops. And work your way all the way back across. Uh-oh. Okay, do you see what I did? I dropped a stitch because I took my eyes off the crochet. I dropped a stitch, so I had to go back in and grab it. Okay, down to the last couple stitches, pull through the last 2 loops and then chain 1, and you're ready to do another forward pass. Alright, as you can see, get this far enough away from the camera, I've completed 26 rows of the Tunisian stitch, and now I'm getting ready to switch over to single crochet. And the first thing I'm going to do is finish my reverse pass. Okay, we're down to just the one loop on the hook here, and I'm going to get a switch out to a regular crochet hook, and if you can see here, I'm selecting one that is the same size as my Tunisian hook. My Tunisian hook is a size 6, and this is a, I don't know if you can see it on there or not, but it is a G, or also called a 6. So I'm going to switch to the same size hook, take off the Tunisian or the Afghan hook, and put on my, I have fallen in love with these bamboo handled hooks. They do not create tiredness in your hands quite as much. To do the single crochet around your Tunisian stitch, you want to chain 1, then after you've come back through and completed your reverse pass, you chain 1, go into the second loop, back loop, to create that line that you created at the beginning, and do your single crochet, and just continue all the way across through the back loop. You'll continue all the way across. When you get to the corner, you will chain 1, turn, and go all the way across the bottom. When you get to the corner, chain 1, and single crochet all the way across the bottom. When you get to the corner, chain 1, single crochet all the way across. And once you get across the top row, go through both loops for the remainder of your work and do 5 rounds of single crochet. I'll show you what let me get over to the other corner and I will show you what I'm talking about. Okay, I've single crocheted all the way across to the corner. See the line that we have here? That mimics the line that we have down at where we began our project. Now what we're going to do is chain 1, and then the second hook from, or the loops from the hook, I want you to go under both loops and draw up your loop to do your single crochet, and do that all the way across. So as you can see here, I'm going through both loops so we don't have the line. You can see where I've done the single crochet there. I'm working on now the second round because I had started here and worked my way around. Just continue working through both loops so you don't have ridges, unless you want ridges. If you want ridges, then continue working in the back loops. But if you don't want any more ridges, work through both loops and just continue working around until you have got your 5 rounds of crochet, which will be enough to flatten out the Tunisian. As you can see, it's already starting to flatten quite a bit. We just want to make sure that it lays nice and flat. This right here is the wallet that I'm showing you how to make. You're just making a square, kind of like a dishcloth. This is a wallet of my own design. I'm going to be selling these on my Etsy shop once I get the credit card pockets, which is right here, worked out better. Right now the credit cards go in vertically and they don't stay in so well, so I'm going to be making a set of 3 credit card holders that go here and a set of 3 that go here, and then of course you've got your ID patch here. So if you don't feel like making one, you can always go to my Etsy shop, which is Cherish Simple Living, and buy it from me, but it's not listed on the shop yet. I made this one, and like I said, I wasn't happy with it. At a later date, I'm not sure when, it'll be on the project that I just showed you, started with the blue variegated yarn. I will show you how I line the wallet and how to do the credit card pockets correctly so they hold the credit cards horizontally instead of vertically, and that they actually stay in and don't fall out. Also, I'll show you how to apply the ID pockets so that you can put your driver's license in there. But this is your goal for this particular project. I hope you enjoyed it, and come back and watch another Tutorial Tuesday with me. Thank you. See you later. Bye.